Hi there, this is Lena from Lena's Crafty Corner. I'm going to be covering the inside of this book for my next journal. I know that could have been incorporated in Roxy Creations Week 4 challenge, but it's not from scratch because I've already started this one, and this is what I was doing beforehand. So I haven't actually found any books that I can do at the minute. So I'm looking for some that I can alter because this was the only one I had, and as I say, it was already, you know, I've already reinforced the spine, I've got the back cover sorted. So I'm going to work on the inside covers today, but I'm not doing it as part of the challenge because it's as many as you can get in 45 minutes, and I'm not going to get more than this one done, so I'm just going to do it in slow time, I think. So what I want to do is I want to do some collaging on here, and I've got that many scraps, that many pieces. I am going to be gessoing them, so I'm just going to get on and start. Oh, just before, that was the other thing, I'd already cut this down ready. That's going to be my fabric over the top of the painted area. When it's all dry, I'm going to be putting that over that spine. I also don't want to get on and do any more of this. As I say, I've got the back cover more or less done because I've done that previously. I'm not doing a lot to this front part because this is just gorgeous and I don't want to do much at it, but I do want to do quite a bit on the spine. But until I've sewn in the signatures, I don't want to finish the spine. So that's another reason why I'm not doing it as part of the challenge. So I'm just going to get on and get some of this down. I am going to be using this Liquitex pouring medium. Ooh, I'm going to throw it all over the desk first though. Let's just get my lid back on that glue. I've been doing a lot of clearing up this last couple of days, so I haven't been doing much crafting. So I was just in need of doing something easy and just relaxing. So I've got collage and some paint, and I thought it was a great idea to put on here. What was I looking for? Oh, my cloth. I've just had my brush soaking in some water just to soften the bristles a bit. So I always have my water at hand when I'm doing this. Oh, I've got my piece of oh gosh, this has got stuck. If I forget to wipe it, it's you get this piece, this like real thick piece, and it stops you lifting the lid up. So I'm just going to get some of this down. This stuff is it's a gloss. First time I've ever used it. I like it, but the reason I don't mind using it with the gloss is because I am going to be gessoing over the top of this, so that's fine. So I'm just going to get some. I'm going to use pretty big pieces just because I find it easier. And I'm just going to be sticking over the top as I go. So this might be a bit boring to watch, but I just thought, well, I'll turn the camera on, and if you don't want to watch it, you can always fast forward. Oh, I think my brush must have still been got a bit of something in it. Looks a bit dirty. Never mind. That's fine. It's going to be covered anyway. Just want to get it down well. As I say, I'm going to go right to this edge, but I am going to be putting some fabric on there. I'm not messing about sort of deciding what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. I'm just getting on with it. I'm just taking some of these edges off because I'm even putting a bit of Edith Holden down. I listen to people who say they can't cover the Edith Holden, they probably can't take, but this was a piece that has been in my scraps for a while, so I thought it just needs to go down, give some texture to this bottom layer. This stuff does grab. I mean, I did do quite a generous pour the first time round, but it's certainly grabbing it. So that's good. I don't even know if I need any more down. I might do, but I'm not sure that I do. Let me just find another piece. I don't want the white edge on. These are just all bits in my scrapbooket, and I just thought it's time they went, really. It is just time they went. I said I wasn't going to think too much about it, and then I go messing about. Let's get you down on that. This is just a printed piece from one of the ledger pieces that I had. A few crinkles in this, I don't care, it'll give a bit more texture. What else do I want on that? What's something across that bottom? Let's have a look. What have I got? Ooh, bit of envelope. Let's have a bit of that down there. Have a bit more of this on there. Oh, stiff that. And a bit just up there. I love the fact that it is a pouring medium. It is quite good to just pour it on. I'm just trying to look which way around I want that. I think that's fine that way. I just want a bit of texture on this. A few bits. I think it dries fairly quick, but I can be doing the other side before I want to put the... Oh, I've got a bit here that didn't get very wet under there, so just sneak my brush back in. That's it. There we go. Have a bit of this doily. Just take it down that side. So fairly big pieces. So I don't have to worry about a neat edge down here because, as I say, oh, I don't want that piece. Oh, quickly before it is grabbing. I don't want that piece because it's got the where I printed it. Bits all over the place then. Get that down. Very therapeutic doing this. This is a bit of copy of coffee dyed paper that I'm going to put along that edge there. I just have to cut that bit off. Just get in there, get a bit more down this edge here where it hasn't picked up on the glue. Yeah, I want the bottom layer to stick really well. Oh, I think I might have to just put a bit more in. It's very old paper that, and it's quite absorbent, so I mean I did put quite a lot on that edge, but put quite a lot in my first pour, so I assumed it went quite a bit on the edge, but it still needed a bit more. Let's get it down. And then just fill some gaps. I'm sticking to everything. Fill some gaps. What do I want? Do I want a bit more of this Edith Holden? As I say, it doesn't really matter about that edge, but I don't want a straight edge really on either of them. Which bit do I want? I like that better. I don't like the straight edge. Doesn't really matter that there's a bit of white showing on for this occasion. So where am I going to go to there? And just get this down. That's it. So I just need, what do I need? Just to fill in that gap there, one of that bit. So I've had a few new subscribers lately, so welcome to everybody, but welcome to my new subscribers, and thank you very much. My numbers are slowly moving up, and that's great. It's great to interact with other people, and I'm getting 1 or 2 people sending me messages, which is really wonderful. Right, so I quite like that. I'm going to leave that there. What have I got here? Oh, nice big piece of text here. So we'll have, which side do I want? What side? I like the notes in the, I'd have to do it upside down. Does it matter that it's upside down? No. Let's have it upside down. I just liked all the notes in the margin because it's typewriting paper. So I'm going to have a good bit down again. Dries fairly quickly, so it does encourage you to move quite quickly and get your pieces down. And that's what I like to do. I like to try not to overthink it and just get it down. So I am putting it upside down. If it goes over there, it doesn't matter, I'll cut it off. I don't want anything that obstructs the spine from shutting properly. That's it. And then I'm going to have a piece of this. This is some of my coffee dyed paper. So we'll get that down there. Oh, it's got some crinkles in it. It's lovely. What else I'm going to put on there then? Oh, let's have some of this. This is, I didn't do any eco-dyed papers this last year. I mean, we was at home a lot and I was out in the garden a lot, so I could have done, and we had a beautiful year, but I just didn't get round to doing it. For, I don't even know why really, but I didn't. And so what I did do is I picked some of my leaves out of my garden and just did a bit of photocopying of them on some ledger paper, and thought, well, I'll use a bit of that. And I did use a bit of it, and it was quite fun, just something different really. So we'll have a bit of this down. And I don't know what's, oh, that's 2 layers there. I don't know whether I can manage 2 layers, can I? Yeah, maybe manage to. Let's have a bit more of this. Don't know anybody else has used this, what to think to it. As I say, it's my first time, so not first time of using it, but first bottle, and I've not used it very much. So far I seem to like it. I normally use Mod Podge. I'm not sure what the reason was behind getting it. I don't know whether I couldn't get the Mod Podge. I think I was just in the range and saw it and thought, well, I'll get that because they'd only got the Mod Podge that I had. I was looking for some matte. I think that was probably what had happened. I can't really remember. Or whether I got it on Amazon, actually. I honestly don't know. Can't remember what was the reason behind getting it, but there was obviously some reason why I went for something different. I like the flow. I like how fast it goes on. And now, because that was doubled up, I think that's going to go really crinkly. But it was stuck together. It wouldn't. I couldn't open it up, so that's why I've used it. It was all stuck. Right, so let's have a bit of this. It's the other side of what I've got there, but it's the typeface rather than so we'll have a bit of that just in that space there. I couldn't buzz this on if I wanted to because I've not learned how to do that. I'm not particularly that good at buzzing stuff on. This is really brittle, this paper. It's lovely, but it's so brittle. So I'll have a bit of this down. Do I want it just on there? I'm just going to have to go where it's breaking because it's just breaking as you touch it. I picked this book up to look at it in the store that I got it from, the antique shop that I got it from, and it just all crumbled in my hand. It was just so... It's very absorbent. Let's just get a bit more on that just to seal it down. Oh, that's dry. That's lovely. I can get on and do my... Should be able to get straight on from one straight on to another. So that's really good. Right, so because this stuff's sticky, it's sticking to this backing. I want a piece there. That's all I want. Just a little piece of something. Oh, I'll have a piece of this. And I'll just have that piece there. We won't have too much of the flowers going on. I'll just have a piece, but I'm going to have to put a bit more down. This will be lovely to then coat again over the top because it's going to make it very strong. I mean, it's maybe quite expensive to use it on the underneath, but I just wanted to really try it and just see what it did. I'm going to leave that bit to dry. I'm just going to put that brush in some water. Try and be kind to my tools as we're going along. Right, I'll leave these just out of view, just out the way. I've been tidying my desk up that's literally just behind me. It's literally there, right next to me. I don't even have to get out my seat, so it's very, very close, but I get it so cluttered. It's one on wheels, so it moves about. And I had it that cluttered that it wouldn't move on wheels, so if I want to go in my drawers I couldn't get in them because it was that everything was so crammed up. Right, so next, so I've got a few here. I don't know. I'll use my bubbly one because I always like this, so I'll use a bit of this first. So I'm just going to put this on with the gesso. And one of my kitchen spatulas, because it's the only way I'm going to use this. It's funny because my husband was talking to my daughter and he said, your mum's been making a cake. And my daughter said, be a nappy cake, Dad, because she wouldn't be doing anything in the kitchen. And she was right, it was a nappy cake. She knows me oh too well. She'd actually, when she spoke to us, she'd said she was making some brownies. She doesn't get her cooking skills off me. Not at all. Right, gesso doesn't dry quite as fast, so I'm not going to be in such a hurry to go wash that. It does need washing, but I'm going to clean it off on this backing paper before. So yeah, quite like that. What else am I going to do? What am I going to do on this other side? I don't really know. I might just, I don't know whether any of this will go through. It's not very little tiny holes, so I don't know. Try and force a bit through. I'm not sure. Have to excuse the state of my stencils. They are really in need of cleaning. Well and truly in need of cleaning. What have I got here? Oh, I'll have to have a bit of this honeycomb one, I think, on this side. Yeah, we'll go with the honeycomb one. Oh, I just love doing this. I just have so much fun. Oops. Try and hold it still. It doesn't really matter because it just gives you a bit of a different look. Plus, of course, you want everything really precise, but I don't mind that it's sort of at an angle. I'll not use that one again. I'll use, I did notice there was another one here, one of my favourites. Noticed I'd got a bit of this trellis. I love the trellis. A little bit of this up here. And some areas will be a bit thicker of gesso, some will be a bit thinner. So that's, oh, so that's what I've got so far. You see? Yeah. I'm just going to put that out of the way in a minute, just to dry it a few minutes. And then I'm just going to clean off my things on this backing paper. So I'll go clean all the bits off, let all my papers dry, and then I'll be back to you with the next stage. See you soon. So this is all dry now, and I've got quite a bit of gesso on here. I just realised I was going to put a layer of clear gesso on so I could paint on top of this bit as well, but I've forgotten. Oh, never mind. I'll just paint on top of here for now, and I can do it afterwards. So I've just got some burnt sienna, green light, and this one says gold. And the really cheap ones, they're from B&M in England, and it's a, you know, sort of a cheap shop that you can get lots of bits. Oh, I don't think I've even opened this one. I just saw the colours the other day because I've got all the colours, and I just saw the other day they'd got 2 new colours in, which was this one and this gold one. But oh well, I told myself I'm not buying any more, but I couldn't resist these. I mean, they're just so reasonable. That I thought, well, I'll get some, and let's just see. I've just got a wet brush. I'm not saying that's the way to work with acrylics, but it's what I do. So I've no idea what I'm actually doing. As I say, I wished I'd put a layer of, so this is the which one did I just put down? Burnt sienna. So I'm just going to have a bit of that on here, and this is just going over where I used the stencil on the I used a stencil with the gesso, so I'm just going to do a bit of that, and I'm just going to go over some of this other. This has just got the this stuff on it, this Liquitex, so I don't know, it doesn't seem to not be covering it, it seems okay, so I've just done a bit of that, just really to, and I'm just going in different areas. I'm not doing any particular say, I'm no artist. I just do what I like and then see what it looks like at the end. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. But I think if you don't play and experiment, you don't know, do you? You don't know what you're going to be able to do, what you like doing. So I'll just have a bit of a play and see. And this is an experiment because I'm seeing how this acrylic goes over the Liquitex, and it seems to be going over it really well. I didn't think it would. I thought I would need a layer of clear. No, it seems to be okay. I quite like that. Right, I'm just going to put a little bit of green in. Oh, I am, if I can get these lids off. Oh, not that stuck up, but just struggle to get the lid off. I've just realised I haven't got my paper in for mopping up the bits, but never mind. And I think the beauty of this is because it's not so pigmented, it's not, you're still seeing things through it, and that's what I wanted. I didn't actually want it to cover anything. I just wanted to be able to see everything through it, so it's working quite well. So I'm not so no particular plans. I'm just doing brush strokes as I feel. I'm just sort of mushing it on at the minute, smushing it on, just pushing the bristles into between all the bits of the, and it's giving just a bit of a different texture on that stenciled area. That's what I want to try and do, is just create a little bit of texture. So I'm just going to go in, I'm just going over this again, and just some of the areas just to slightly change the texture. That's it, and then I'm just going to do the same down here, just put a little bit down here and a bit in this corner. As I was saying, even though I'm going over this yellow with the green, oh, that's Oscar sneezing. You can hear that. Oh, bless you. You're having a sneeze Osk. There we go. And then we'll just have to see what it's like when... So I'm going to just use a little bit of this gold first. I've got another gold I want to try, but I'm just going to put a bit. I don't want to put quite as much as this on, so get it all over. Oh, bless you. Oh, dear me. And this has got a bit of metallic in it, so it'll be... Oh, are you all right? Are you all right? Gosh, he's having a sneezing fit. Usually he's laid next to me really quiet and he's sneezing away. Oh, heck. I do keep checking him. I'm not just ignoring him. I mean, my daughter's dog, Tilly, she's funny because she mocks you if you sneeze or do anything, or if the other dogs do. She does it. She does it for attention. And first time I heard her doing it, I was real worried about her because she wasn't making a noise like Oscar, but she sounded like she was choking herself. So I was real worried about her. My daughter says, "Oh, Mum, she just does it all the time." I've never seen a dog do that before, but he doesn't. If he does it if there's something wrong. Right, I've mingled the two. Ooh, I've mingled the two colours there, and I really like that. I think that really looks lovely. I just want to blend some of these edges in. I don't want such sharp edges, so I'm just going to go round and just sort of blend the edges in a bit. I mean, this bit here, it doesn't matter because there's going to be fabric over it, but where, you know, in here, I want it like here. I've got a real distinctive line and I don't want it like that, but I've got to be careful because I don't want to mud the colours either, so because those colours maybe would mud. So I'm just going to clean my brush off, make sure I'm doing this next bit with a clean brush, and I'm going to put a bit of this Deco Arts gold in first before I do anything else. I love this. So I'm just going to get this down here. I'm just going to bring this across. And then I'm going to just go back in and do some smudging again just to get a bit more texture going on, but I just didn't want it to be just a single straight line. So I'll clean my brush off again. I haven't wet it this time, I've just cleaned it on my cloth, and I'm just going to go in a little bit and then just do the same there, just sort of blend down a bit. If there's anything I don't like, I can go in afterwards with my gesso again and just change it. I like that bottom bit. I'm just going to put a bit more highlighted gold around the swirls from the stencil where the rings are. To highlight those a little bit. So I don't do anything, I just do what I've got with what colours I've got. I just enjoy it. I said to you when I was putting this down, I like to make lots of wrinkles, and in this paper here where I'm highlighting it with gold, it is gorgeous. There's so many wrinkles coming up and I'm just trying to highlight them a bit, and the look, it looks amazing. I don't know whether you can actually see that on there, but it does look amazing. I'm really impressed with that. Right, I'm just going to go over this bit here and just put a bit of this gold on. So I'm going to leave that side as it is for now. And then what I want to do is I want to use this rich espresso on this side. Use a bit of this. Still got a bit of the gold left. So, so good splodge. Again, the fabric's going to be covering here. Oscar's wanting to go, but I've got a delivery coming and I can't go until my delivery arrives. So he's all right. He's laid asleep actually. He's quite patient, bless him. He's been outside, but he needs to go for his exercise and he knows it's time. So he's laid with me waiting for my move. He made me laugh the other day because I was so cold. I went and put an extra cardigan on, but it was one of the cardigans I put under my coat when we go out. And he went mad. And I just hadn't realised. I just hadn't realised what I'd done. And my husband said, "You've just put that cardigan on. Look at him." Then I had to take it off in the end because he just thought he was going, and it was just unsettling him. I say he's getting older now and he's struggling a bit with things. And I thought I'm not gonna upset him. So I went and changed my cardigan. I mean, normally I can just say to him, "No, not your turn," and he's usually all right, but he's getting a little bit set in his ways. So, yeah, so even though I'm going over this quite a bit, I am making sure that you can see everything through it, and you can see all the text from the underneath. You can see everything. So I really like this. I love these metallics. They're just wonderful. Just gonna scrub that a little bit, just to blend it in. I'm just going to go in with a bit of the gold again. I don't know whether I should wait until this just dries a little bit, but I'm not doing. I've never really perfected anything because, as I say, I'm not a painter, which I suppose it's obvious, but I just know what I like and I just like to play and I really enjoy it, and I don't get too wound up about it. Sometimes I don't like the end result, sometimes I do. Sometimes I have to go in with a bit more gesso than others. I'm really liking this at the minute. I'm just wanting to just sort of blend in some of these bits here, so probably just get a bit of gesso out on those when they dry and just blend some of them edges. I don't want to do too much with my brush because otherwise it's gonna. So yeah, so that's the next stage. I'm just gonna leave it like that. It does need a bit more work, but I'm just waiting for it to dry, and then I can get on and do a little bit more. So at the moment, I'll leave it there and I'll be back to you soon. Well, I'm back, but unfortunately I did turn the camera on, or thought I had, while I put a little bit of red on, and I literally wanted the tiniest bit of red, but I had a bit of an explosion. I'm still covered in it. It went all over me, all over my glass mat, all down my front. I just lifted the lid off and it spurted everywhere. So there's a bit more red on than I expected to be. I just wanted a hint of red. My finishing touches was to just put a little bit of gesso on, and I think I might have to cover a little bit. I'm not going too mad. I do it with my finger, and I'm just going, I do want the red to show, but I just didn't want it to be, you know, too much red. I wanted a little bit of red, and I just wanted to pick up on some of these wrinkles because they're really good. This looks really good when it's dry. Well, I hope it does. I'm not saying this one does, but you know, when you do gesso. And I've just, you know, messed about with gesso. Some people are a bit nervous of it, and I love it, and I just mess about with it. And as I say, sometimes I get it right, sometimes I think when I finish, well, I'm not so keen on that, but it does look a lot different when it's dried off. So I just like to put some little bits. I definitely want some little bits along here, on this edge here and up here. Just bring it. Don't want to be too white. I just wanted to blend it in a little bit like that, and then I want a bit down this green. I definitely want a bit more here because that colour went a little bit. I think it's from the underneath where the water's bled from the printed paper. So I am just going to whiten that up a bit because I didn't want that. I didn't want the pink. Still getting pink, but it's not as bad as it was. It's not bad, but it was just not what I wanted. And then I like to sometimes just sort of stretch it across a little bit rather than be really thick. And you've got a bit less control about where it's going, and sometimes that looks really good. Whoops, wouldn't have done that if I'd have knocked that flying. And I'm just going a little bit across this top on this. I am just putting tiny bits on my finger just to highlight some of these bits on here. Hope you can see that. I think you can. As I say, everybody likes different things, and I think it's a case of experimenting. I think we just this is just going to be my background because I'm going to be putting some pockets and things on, but I just love mixed media, and I always like to add a little bit somewhere. So just gonna, I might go back in and put, when that's dry, put another coat on. I could put some white acrylic on, of course. I don't really want white. I wanted the gesso, but I just wanted to lighten down the fact that it looked pink. I can obviously come in with another colour. So yes, I'm going to leave it at that for now, because then I'm going to be putting the pockets and things on there. I am just, while I'm here, I'm going to put this middle bit in. I don't think it's going to matter because just with the gesso. So I'm going to glue this down on this middle. So you see any work that I've done just under there, not all of it's going to show anyway, because I want this down here. I'm just going to make sure it shuts okay. Yeah, no restrictions, it's fine. I just wanted to snip. There's just a little bit off here that I'm going to snip just before I go any further. So I'm just going to cut that. Well, it just went over a little bit, and I'm not going to risk that it's going to go hard and cause any problems, so I'm just going to cut that bit off. Because as I say, you're not going to see that anyway, it's going to be covered up. So I'm just going to do the same The other side's fine, it's not sticking up at all. Still got a little bit here sticking up, so I'm just going to get it off. I'd rather do it now than wait. It's maybe a bit of a bodgy way to do it, but it's the way I do it. Because if it had been a full piece of paper, I would have cut it down, but because it was in bits and it was wet through from doing the collaging, I've just left it until it was all done, and then now I can put my Fabri-Tac down on this, and hopefully I won't have any problems. So I'm going to do quite a thick layer of Fabri-Tac, and I'm just going to go into that edge there, make sure it does stick down okay, and then I'm going to do this as well. See, I want this down before I sew my signatures in, but on the other side I don't want to put anything on it until I've actually sewn my signatures in. So I'm just going to put this down for a start. If I need to put any more in, I can, but I want to get this down before it starts to dry and go off. So I want it to look pretty even. So I'm just getting it down best I can in those creases. Same with this one. Just get it in the creases first. Well, this is just the way I do it. I mean, I'm just looking where I've put my actual what's it tool. Oh, it's here, so it shouldn't be far away, but just making sure these edges are well and truly in there, and it's fine when you close it. It's absolutely fine. It's still a little bit sticky. I mean, you can have a bit more patience and wait a little bit longer, but I just wanted to get it down so you could see what it looked like before I go on and do anything else. And then I'll do some pockets and things in the next video, but at the moment just make sure I've got it right down to the edge. I love this material. It was vintage tablecloth, and it was lovely, absolutely lovely, and it had a couple of areas where it had got like a gravy stain or a red wine stain, and so that's how I would have found it. If it had been perfect, I would have found it very hard. Oh, it was lovely, lovely edge on it. The edge was a little bit, not really torn, but just a little bit caught, and so I didn't mind pulling it to bits. It'd just been thrown away because of the stain, and I've just cut that little bit out. Some of it I could use even with the stain, because it got like spills of tea and stuff on it, so that was fine. But it was only little bits, nothing major, and I was saying the rest of it, you know, it was a real big one. It had been thrown away, but I've used it and used it and used it, and I think I've stored bits away in several different boxes, you know, the smaller bits and the next size and then the real big bits, and I'm not sure if I've got a big piece of this left. I'm hoping I have, because I really like it. So yeah, that's it for now. So that's down lovely. I've still got my original divider there that I wanted to keep from the original book, and I'll get some more bits ready to put on here and then show you the next stage of what I'm going to do, and then I need to look at this front, see what I'm going to do with this front. Not doing an awful lot, but I'm going to do a little bit on here. Not sure what yet, because I do love the big bird on it, and I love owls. So, and as I say, I haven't done anything with that. So I'll be back to you shortly with another video. Thanks for watching, and keep safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.